What is up, everybody? Welcome back. I feel like it's been a little while since we've had a good sit down and chit chat about Furls crochet. If you're new here, Furls crochet are my absolute favorite crochet hooks. Well, and accessories, because they're not just crochet hooks anymore. There's like yarn, necklaces, there's lisette forks, which is one of my favorite things, but we're not here to chit chat about that. The reason I felt like today would be the absolute perfect time, I just received a PR box from Furls with the brand new limited edition Borealis Streamline hooks. To say that I am excited, huge shout out to Furls Crochet for sending me these crochet hooks. I did already take a little sneak peek at a couple of these, and all I can say is get ready to enter your villain era. Like, these hooks scream main character villain. I have a couple of other boxes too of yarn that I've ordered, crochet hooks that have been released recently, and again, we haven't talked about these. Those boxes over there, but we're gonna get into the hooks right away because like I said, I'm just like so excited, and I need you to see how freaking spooky these hooks are. It would be really cool if this was a 5.5 because that's the one I use the most often. Oh no, this is the chunky one. 10mm crochet hook. Look at that shimmery, witchy purple and the slime green. Okay, stop. Slime freaking green. Oh, and it gets so much more on the other side too. This combination is everything that I want in a crochet hook. Like, it really genuinely is. This is one of their lines that whenever they come out with something new, I'm like right there. And it's because it's made out of resin, so they're able to do really, really fun and creative color combos, and like they have a little shimmer in it. Sometimes they do glitter. Personally, I am so glad that they decided to do shimmer with this. It just looks like a bubbling witchy cauldron. All the shimmery goodness in it. Oh my gosh, I freaking love them so much. Out of like their Streamline, the Odyssey, the wooden hooks, it's hard for me to pick one and say like, this is my all-time favorite. I would use this every single day, and like, who cares about the rest of them? It's very hard for me to do that. I love them all for their own specific uses. The Streamlines, however, I find myself reaching for these quite often because they work really well with a huge variety of yarn, like cotton, acrylic, wool. It seems to work with many, many different types. Also, the fact that they go with like how I'm feeling, the season, especially with the color, however, probably is my favorite combination that they've come out with so far. And so I'm gonna have to find an area to set them up to display because I'm not putting these away. I don't have like a specific project for a 10mm and a 9mm going right now, but like, we're not putting them back in the boxes. Like, they're out now. I'd be so sad to put them away, and we're not doing that because they bring me so much joy. Okay, so just like the rest of the Streamlines, every single one is gonna be totally different. So these two, kind of cool, they end up being like reverse. We have slime green on the top here, slime green on the bottom of this one, and tons of shimmer. This one, however, the 10 and the 9, yeah, the 9 has a little bit of the black ribbon running through it, and you can see that really, really well on the slime green. It makes me want to redecorate the yarn dungeon like Maleficent style. That's what it's screaming. Maleficent and Beetlejuice for sure. Ooh. Repeat after me. I don't need to redecorate. I just did that. Enjoy the decor I have right now. But like, you know, when inspiration hits, wow, I am on a roll. 10, 9, 8. I feel like I'm gonna say this with every single one, but this is my absolute favorite. There's gonna be a characteristic that I can find in each of these that I'm like, I love this, I wanna see more, but then we get another hook and it's totally different. I'm like, actually, I love that even more. Bottom of this with the really light purple and the shimmer on the tip of it. So pretty. It also comes down to these crochet hooks are just fun. Like, they're practical. That's why I get these types of hooks, because of their ergonomic handle. I can crochet for as long as I want to. I don't get fatigued with these. But when they do this color combo, I don't know, it's fun. What was this one? 5.5. Okay, here's the one that I use constantly. Let's really take a look at this one. The black ribbon is like dropped in the middle of this, kind of hidden by the green. I'm just gonna notice things the more I use these, and this one has a ton of variety to it. Setting that one aside because I'll probably end up using that one today. Next up we have 7. I was doing so well there. Well, that technically is 10, 9, 8, 7. So the line runs from a 4mm crochet hook all the way up to a 10mm. That green pop in the middle, it almost looks like slime, like zombie vibes. Oh, 7mm. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with this 7mm. Loving the swirl on the bottom of this. Next is 5, which this will definitely get a lot of use as well. Almost totally purple, just a tiny little bit of slimy green on the top there. I have a bunch of these skulls, which I think the hooks would look really great in, only I don't know that I want to do this because I feel like it's gonna cover up a lot of the color. I think a stand, like I want it to, well, this one is too full, so I would have to like take all of those out. But these are all currently being used at the moment. That's why they're like multicolored in here. The red ones are being used for like wearables, and these the silver ones, which are all metal, are being used for some of my stuffies. And normally I like them in here, and especially with like the matte black skull, I feel like that would look really cool, but I'm not gonna see like 90% of it, and that's just not gonna do for me today. I have a mug that I could do. There are 2 different actual Furls hook stands that I have, and they're both full, but I think we can make an exception and just like move things around. 6.5. Fun fact, I have been using a 6.5 a lot lately to make stuffies. 6mm, also another good one for stuffy making. That green, I don't even know what else to say, but just like welcome to the Villains Club. Last 2, these should be the smallest one. So we have 4.5, almost solid slime green on the bottom, hardly any shimmer, all the way up to clear, see-through almost, witchy, shimmery purple. I'm gonna have to bust out my collector's box actually so we can see what they look like all together in a line. Maybe that's where I'll put them. The collector's box does a really good job of showcasing the entire line, and there is 10 spots for it, which would be perfect because there are 10 hooks that we have in this line. Last one is 4mm again. Ooh, is that almost exactly the same as the 5? Yeah, well, I mean, they're different, but they both have that witchy purple see-through on the tip, and then the slime green on the bottom. The 4mm, however, seems to have a little more green concentrated on the bottom, more vibrant slimy green. So for now, here is my collector's box that I'm gonna keep them in. The bottom just has a bunch of, honestly, I don't even know what's in here. Oh, some of my Odyssey hooks down here, which, okay, look at this slimy green. That would go so perfect with this. So if I find my other stand where I can put like 5 hooks in, I might do that with some of these. Okay, yeah. If this doesn't scream Halloween vibes, intense, in your face, crochet version, I don't know what does. I have a spot on my desk where this sits. I want to easily have access to them so I can use them for literally every single project that I have going on at this moment. So I think I have 5 or 6 different projects that I could use, like all different sizing so far. 9 and 10, I'm not sure, and I want to use those because I want to like try them out today. So if you have any suggestions of a pattern that uses a 9 or 10mm crochet hook, let me know. Pulling up the site, let's see, is there anything else we need to know? It is 7 inches in length and 0.5 ounces in weight. So one of their lighter hooks that they have actually, 17mm in diameter at the widest part, right here where it's stamped with the millimeters, that's where it's going to be the widest. Classic ergonomic crochet handle here, all the way onto the bottom, and it's called a hook comparison guide. Not sure if this hook is right for you, check out our hook comparison guide. This is fantastic, and I highly suggest that you at least glance over it before getting into these hooks. If you're like on the fence and you don't really know, or you've never tried it and you're like, okay, these colors, yes, absolutely, I want to try one, check that out. So for me, when I crochet, I use use the knife hold. Other people use the pencil hold, which I've actually been experimenting with it a little bit with my blankets that I'm making. They're very easy, like one stitch repeat type of blanket, and I've been using the pencil hold just to see if I like it. It's not my normal go-to, but like, yeah, I don't know, just like switch it up. I was trying it. Let's do some slime green emojis. Let's see some slimy green hearts in the comments if you use the pencil hold for your crochet hooks. Bring the northern lights into your home with the limited edition Borealis Streamline Galaxy crochet hooks. Okay, we need to talk about that part, limited edition. Sometimes it can mean 100% that, like these are limited edition. They have just launched, and after they sell out, which often happens very, very quickly, that's it. The end. There will be no restocks. They won't come back. This is the only time they make their presence known, and that is it. Other times, limited edition can mean like their Corella hooks. It was sold out again very, very quickly after they made their first launch, but we got another restock of it. However, we had no idea when that was going to come up. It just popped up one day and they're like, hey, we have a restock of the Corella. We didn't think we were going to, but we actually have some more. So here it is. Only reason I'm bringing that up is because if you love this color combo and you want a specific size, or maybe you want the entire line because you love it so much and you're like, I could use every single size in this line, definitely check it out sooner rather than later. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It's limited edition, so it's not one of their crochet hooks that's gonna be like a permanent setting. It could very well just be making a very brief presence. They also have this gorgeous picture right here of the hooks just chilling in this catch-all tray. Now this is a tray that they have been teasing us forever. Like honestly, it feels like forever. It's probably only been a couple months, but like I want this tray so badly. It's one of those that you can set on your table, your hook, your notions, yarn needles, things like that, bits and ends of yarn from your project. Keep it all there so that way it doesn't roll around, because that's my nightmare, is setting this down on a table and it just rolling off. I have hardwood floor all throughout my house and these are my babies. Anything that I can do to give them extra protection while I'm not actively using them, I take that. Another page that I suggest go ahead and like bookmarking. I have it on my phone, my laptop, my iPad, all of the things that I use. It's called Furls Restocks and New Launch. This is where we first saw a little tiny glimpse of the Borealis hook, and then underneath it, it gave the date that it was coming out. Obviously, follow them on their Insta, follow the YouTube channel. Definitely go to their lives because they give a lot of tidbits of like what's coming up. Like if it's on their desk, they're like, here is this thing that's coming out. I don't really know the day, but look how cool this is. If you like chit-chatting about crochet hooks and yarn, accessories, patterns, they have the Foundry magazine. That's a whole nother thing that we need to chit-chat about. If you end up getting an entire year subscription of this e-magazine, you get a limited edition crochet hook that only goes with that. Like you can't buy it anywhere else. It's just for the magazine. They just released one beginning of March, I think. They just had a new magazine come out and they had some seriously cute stuff. Like if you like doing wearables, definitely check this out. Some of the magazines from previous months, if you had no idea about this and you just like want to check it out, they're discounted too. Personally, I think it's a great value. You get a lot of patterns, and also there is a little like blurb about the designer. During like the summer, I think last year, they had favorite summery drinks. The designer made this wearable and then they gave you a recipe to go along with it, which honestly I thought that was so fun. March 22nd, they have these circular displays, which I think I'm gonna go grab mine because I have a feeling these hooks are gonna look really, really good in this. Right underneath that is the mango hook trays, so the catch-all trays. It says keep your notions, hooks, pens from rolling around when you set them down in the hand-carved anti-roll hook tray. Also March 22nd. Okay, so get ready. It's going to be a party over at Furls on March 22nd. There also is a button all the way down below and it says notify me when available. I just put it on my calendar and then at 8 a.m. Central Time, I'm just like up and ready to go whenever there's a launch date. Hopefully sometime between 8 in the morning and whenever the day is over, I'll be able to like snag whatever's coming up new. So here's the color that I have. There are 5 hooks that can go in here, and it's really cool because, like I said, it fans them all out. The bottom is stamped with their little Furls logo. It's seriously so pretty, and it's weighted, which is really, really important. I don't want to set it somewhere and then have to worry that it might get knocked over, bumped. Just sheer nightmare fuel right there of this getting knocked over. And I have cats, 3 of them. So far have not messed with any of my crochet hooks. Oh, I didn't put these in any order, so we're just gonna spin those around because that's gonna bother me. Only ones that they had ever showed any sort of interest in is the wooden crochet hooks, because it kind of looks like their toothbrush. So like, that's my bad for leaving it out. Luckily I saw it and I caught it way before they started like chewing on it, but I saw them like sniffing around and I was like, okay, no, absolutely not. These are not for you. I heart you. You can have all of the toys in the world that you need, but like not my crochet hooks. For the relaunch, it looks like there are 3 different colors that we're gonna see. I'll set this right on my desk, pick the sizes that I'm actively using for a project like right this moment. So it's very easy for me to see them. Also, it helps me keep track of my projects. I have 2 cardigans right now that I have no idea what size hook I used for them. Didn't write anything down. It was just like an end of the night type of project, and I have no idea. I'm like almost done. I just need to finish one sleeve on one of them and a back panel on the other, and it could be a 6, could be a 6.5. I honestly couldn't tell you. Or like right now, I only have the 3 projects going like out on my table, so I can set them up just like this too. I will definitely be grabbing a couple more of these because I think it would look really cool in the Furls coffin too. Set up like a bunch of them. Let's see. Yeah, even without rearranging anything. Yeah, I love that. I have a couple more hooks to show you. One of them is an addition to a line that's already there. So the Pisces Streamline Zodiac hooks, they added a 12 and a 15 millimeter crochet hook to the line. Initially, they had the 4 to 10 millimeter, and since I am a Pisces and this is my birthday month, I had to have these all set out. I love the dark, intense blue of the Pisces, and then I just had to have the birthday hooks out too. I just felt like, you know, it just goes together. It feels right. I don't normally use this sizing, but ever since they started adding it to their Streamline resin hooks, I've been reaching for it more and more often. Big jumbo stuffies. Which one is this? 12 millimeter. Thick, chunky cardigans. I've just been playing around with these like crazy. And here you can see that intense blue. This one has like a beautiful shimmer of silver through it too. Love it. It's like you're in the middle of the ocean. You don't see any sign of land. You look down and this is what you're seeing. That type of Pisces. And the last one is a 15, which surprisingly, I have been using this way more often than I ever thought I would. Wow, this one is so intense. Hardly any silver shimmer in this. Just deep, deep blue. And it doesn't feel a lot heavier either, which was something that I was worried about as the sizing was gonna get bigger. Like obviously is this the 4? This is 5.5. Let's find the 4. All right, 4.5, we'll do that. Like obviously compared to the 4.5, it is gonna have more weight, but it's not significant. So I totally appreciate that. Here, get this all set up for display. Perfect. Yay. I do love this one too because it has a little catch tray and I have like my notions and stuff. So whenever I'm not using it as display, I have it on my desk and there's notions. There's a little spot for darning needles too and a tape measure. Seriously, one of my favorite stands that they sell. Next up is the Odyssey line. They just added a new color, amethyst. And it's supposed to be, oh yeah, it's really intense. And we have a lot of shimmer on this. Like that purple, that's rich. The Odysseys are hooks that I grab when I'm gonna sit down and crochet for 6+ hours in one sitting. They do have a lot of weight to it. This one is an eye. They have the sizing on the bottom with a little sticker, which personally, I like the ones that are stamped on the side, the Streamline. They've been trying out different stickers and these ones seem to stay a lot better than some of the previous ones. 2.25 all the way up to a 10 millimeter for things things like fingering weight yarn, I like using these. My crochet socks, I use my Odyssey hook, which is why the slimy green one was here in the first place. Yeah, this is my sock making crochet hook. 5.5, I got that because I wanted to use it for my Stitch and Scream crochet along that I have going right now. Last one, this is a C, 2.75, right? Yeah. 2.75 millimeters. I'm really not sure why I got this size. It's probably just because it's a little bit thinner. We're coming up to spring and summer. I mean, technically we're in spring. It doesn't feel like it where I'm at, but things like crop tops, pullovers, swimwear, this sizing works really, really well for that. I'm assuming that's why I got this size anyways. Next, I got a 10 pack of this pomegranate wander yarn. This is the stuff that I'm using for my Stitch and Scream crochet along that's going right now. If you have no idea about it, we together as a Ghoul Squad are making a year-long blanket. Every single month we're learning a different stitch for that square. So it's a big giant granny square, and at the end we're gonna like zigzag stitch it all together. It's been so much fun. Even though it's already started, like feel free to jump in if you want to. I have some new colors of the wander yarn to explore today. So if you want to join, but you don't know the color combo that you're wanting to work with yet, you might get a little inspiration from this. I am using the pomegranate and also the obsidian. So every block is going to be a different color. The number 4 medium. I just had to show it to you. It's not new by any standards. This red has been in their collection for a very, very long time, but it's just like so shiny. The drape is amazing on it. I think I've made 3 different cardigans with this particular red and the obsidian. I've done that for like the border. Like it's just my favorite. It's my go-to. I love it. It suggests using a 5mm crochet hook. For the Stitch and Scream along, I've been using a 5.5. It just lets the stitches have a little bit more space, and like the drape is ridiculous on it that way too. So I got 10 of those. This is one of the yarn where the more you buy, the more you get off. And I also get them in 10 packs because I know that's how they pack them up like this. Whenever I need to restock my yarn dungeon, which I need to restock the Obsidian Festival, whenever we get a restock of that, I am gonna so much of that stuff is gonna come to the yarn dungeon. And then there's like a silver and an orange. I can't remember the name of that, but I need to restock on that. So whenever there's a new hook that hits or there's a restock, I just add a pack of yarn to it as well. There are 10 new colors that they've added to the Wander line. I have one of each to test out and play around with, but like, let's start with the one that I'm most excited about. Gothic Crimson Blood Red right here. I realize that it's very, very close to the pomegranate, but this red, especially in person, is so much richer. Almost like it better than the pomegranate one, which makes me sad because I want to like restart my blanket. Who knows? Maybe I'll do like an entirely different one. Like this one you can see is just a little bit lighter than this. I don't even need to try it out. I'm definitely gonna order more of this yarn. It's the same as the stuff that I've been using before. It's just new colors added to this line. So I already know that I love the yarn. I know how it works up. I know the drape, I know the feel, all the stuff, but I want a cardigan in this now, like so badly. This with obsidian, yes, it's gonna happen. We have Marmalade, and I love that they do fun names for their color. Like it's not just bright orange or pale orange or, you know, yellow, something like that. I love that they all have their own distinct names to them. Some of them are pretty punny too, and like I'm always here for that. But I can see a lot of pumpkins being made out of this. Even pairing it with this one, which is called Foundry. Okay, that's so fantastic. I love that they have a yarn color specifically for their Foundry magazine. Okay, so I guess I don't know if they base this off of their Foundry magazine. I'm just gonna say that it is because I love it, and honestly, I love this color. These two right away, without even playing around with them, I'm gonna be ordering a 10 pack just to have in the yarn dungeon. Some greens, what are you called? Sprout, giving mossy vibes, and since we are coming into spring and summer, lately I've been feeling the greens. What I'm thinking with this is, you know those pom-pom rugs? How fun would it be to use like a bunch of different variation of greens? Oh, I could put it in like my apothecary, like underneath my tea, and have this mossy covered pom-pom rug. Ooh, I really hate doing pom-poms, but I feel like that would be worth it. Winter mint, which looks exactly like a piece of gum. I can like taste the gum just by looking at this. Very, very light minty color. Darling, little muted pink there. I think these two would go good together. Maybe in like a granny square basket even. Oh, that would actually be kind of fun. Agave actually might go with the sprout. Yes, for the mossy rug. Those colors, I'm really feeling that. We got a couple of blues, Atlantis. I have to really emphasize the T on that because my cat's name is Alanis. Technically, on her birth certificate, it says Atlantis, but no one in her entire life has ever called her Atlantis. But that's the name of this one, giving very summer vibes. Goes along with this one, which is called Caspian. So these two will make a super cute crop top, I think. Last color is screaming for me to work it up with the borealis hooks. It's called Enchanted. Let me grab one of the hooks. I don't know that they designed these to go together. Honestly, probably not, but that's way too perfect. Yeah, I didn't have plans to start a new project, but new yarn, new hooks, I'm thinking it's gonna happen. Okay, so those are the new colors. Let me know what you think. For me, it is pretty easy of a choice, this one. Any shade of red is definitely gonna jump out at me, and I just need it in the yarn dungeon. That wasn't a very difficult decision, but we have a lot of springtime colors in this line, so let me know if you're feeling the blues, like these three together. Still kind of stuck on this mossy rug thing. 5.5, where are you at? There we go. This is the hook, this is the yarn that I will be playing around with today. Maybe like a super quick crop top, granny square style crop top, and then grab some obsidian and do an outline on it. Oh, okay, I love that. Okay, so that is it for me today. Thank you for hanging out with me, checking out the new hooks, some new yarn, having a little bit of a chit chat. Cheers. I didn't even ask what you had in your mug, so let me know. Coffee, tea, water, doing a little haunted hydration here. That's always a good thing. We got to stay on that hydration. Now that is it. I hope you have a fantastically spooky rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.